A dysregulated practitioner cannot create a regulated environment. That container that we talk about, the coaching container, the facilitation container, before you get on the call, right? It's important now to start to check in. Where am I right now? Am I grounded? Am I present and available for this gorgeous human being that's entrusting me with their life? Because that's what's happening. Hey, welcome back to another fabulous conversation on the School of Becoming podcast. Today, we are going somewhere that I feel deeply, deeply passionate about. So if you are a coach, a facilitator, a service provider, a practitioner of any kind, if you are someone who's been thinking about stepping into that role, pull up a chair, duct tape the kids to the wall, grab a cup of coffee, because this is a critical conversation just for you. We are talking about something that I think and see as one of the most important conversations happening in our industry right now. And it is this: you are not their guru. You are not their guru. And honestly, thank God, because the age of the guru is dead. And I mean that with my whole being and whole body. That era was built on pedestal energy and unconscious codependency and lots of coach trauma. People handing their power to someone else who supposedly had all the answers, who was going to fix everything, someone that they perceived was superior than them somehow, someone who was going to show them and tell them exactly what to do, who to be, and how to live. And that is not transformation. Let that land. So much of what created that dynamic didn't come from ill intent either. So much of what created that dynamic is really insufficient training from where I sit as the founder of the School of Becoming, as the creator of the choice method and neuroidentity evolution, as a leader who certifies phenomenal practitioners in our work. This comes from incomplete training, insufficient understanding of what it takes to actually guide and hold transformation, sustainable, long-term transformation. The coach training in this industry has left a lot of things out. It's left out a lot of what actually matters, the real things, the things that determine whether your clients get surface level shifts or actual lasting identity level transformation. And that gap is what I want to dive a little deeper into today. So if you are a coach or a facilitator who has even a sliver of that guru dynamic operating in your practice, consciously or unconsciously, because maybe I'm making you conscious of it, this conversation is really, really going to matter for you. Because the impact you're here to make cannot happen from that place. So let's take a breath together. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Fill up the belly. Give me an audible sigh. Let it go. Good. Let's do that one more time. Take a deep inhale in through the nose. Hold it. And give me an audible sigh. Beautiful. Come back to me. Let's talk about what your actual job is. Okay? Your role is to guide your clients back to themselves. To create a space so safe, so grounded, so held, that your client's nervous system, not even cognition yet, but your client's nervous system senses neuroceptively how grounded and safe and held they actually are, how real it is, that they allow themselves to go deeper and they allow themselves to start to trust themselves, believe in themselves. Reconnect to the truth that has been inside of them all along. You are not the answer. Whew. You are not the answer. And this is fucking magic, because it's freedom for your client and it's freedom for you. Because so much of what keeps you spinning and not showing up in your fullest expression and being like a half-lit version of who you're capable of being in this world is because in some way you perceive that you are the answer, which creates a fuck ton of pressure that is really unhelpful. What you are is the mirror. You are pulling the rope. You are holding the light. You are creating the conditions for transformation, and your client is doing the work. Every single breakthrough, every shift, every moment of clarity, that's them, not you. And your job is to reflect it back. You did this. That was you. Get it, queen. And in doing that, when you affirm, endorse, reflect back that they are the one showing up doing the work, you give them evidence, real, felt, embodied evidence that they are their own guru, that the answers live inside of them, not in you, in them. And I know your coach training and certifications that you've already obtained gave you tools. I know it taught you how to ask questions. What it likely didn't teach you is that none of those things is the foundation for transformation. What? The foundation is you, which is why everything starts and stops with regulation. Am I a broken record on this? Yes. Will I always be? Also yes. Because you cannot hold space for someone else when you are not grounded, embodied, and regulated inside yourself. If you're running from a session to another session, scattered and in your head, too attached to your client's outcomes, half present, your client can sense and feel all of it. They're in your field. And a dysregulated practitioner cannot create a regulated environment. Let's hear that again. A dysregulated practitioner cannot create a regulated environment. That container that we talk about, the coaching container, the facilitation container. So before you get on the call, right, it's important now to start to check in. Where am I right now? Am I grounded? Am I present and available for this gorgeous human being that's entrusting me with their life? Because that's what's happening. No matter who you are when you're listening, you're a business strategist, you're an executive coach, you're a wellness coach, you're a life coach, you're a visibility strategist, you're a marketing strategist. When someone invests with you, that is sacred. That is a person's life. They're making the investment because they want more or different, a new result, a new experience of themselves, of their career, of their business, of their relationships, of something. And there's a sacredness to that. And the way that one of the gazillion ways we value that sacredness is by making sure that we are present and regulated and grounded before we arrive in the space that is the environment for their transformation, for their breakthroughs, for their change. So start to pay attention before the session. And in truth and inside the real thing, which if you haven't grabbed it yet, please go to the show notes and grab it. You can pause me now. You can go to it at the end. I speak to that you can start to become aware by saying, okay, wait a minute, how am I feeling 5 minutes before the session? And thinking that you're just going to do a quick breathwork break or a quick meditation right before you get into session is going to make you a regulated person or a regulated coach. That is bullshit. It's a great start, but a regulated person is a regulated person, not a, oh shit, I noticed I'm hemorrhaging, need to grab that tool so I can regulate myself. But I dive all the way into that, into the real thing. So make sure you grab it, right? That's one of the truths your coach training never taught you, meaning the whole like regulation is the beginning. Your regulation is the beginning of everything, right? Which is why your nervous system is in actual fact the most important tool in your entire practice, your entire center of influence, your entire career, your business, not your methodology, not your framework, not your ability to be ready with 20 open-ended questions that are going to move them forward, but you from that grounded, regulated place. Now, also what happens from that grounded, regulated place is what you do not do. Because when you know you're not someone's guru, you do not advise, you do not direct, you do not tell them what you think they should do, even when you see it clearly, even when the answer feels obvious to you. The moment you step into advice mode, you've taken their power and placed it on yourself. You've said without even saying it, I know better than you do. And even if you do know, giving the answer robs them of the experience of finding it themselves. And that experience is where the identity shift actually happens. Not in the answer, in the arriving. Coach training loves to teach you what to say. Rarely teaches you what not to say. And why holding back is sometimes the most powerful move you can make. How allowing a client to sit in their own silence, to sit in the discomfort long enough for a new truth to come up, or for something to move, is power. And once again, shows the client they are their own guru. They do have the answers inside of them. Rumi said, the quieter you become, the more you are able to hear. There's so much discomfort around silence, especially in our industry. When a client goes quiet after something lands, the instinct is to rush in, fill it, ask another question, make sure everything's okay, right? And now what I'm asking you to do is resist that with everything in your power. Because when your client goes silent, something is happening. Maybe they're processing. Maybe they're integrating. Maybe they're moving into something real that they haven't tapped into before. Silence is not space to be filled. Oftentimes, silence itself is the work. I know so often in coaching, we're taught about momentum, right? Keep the momentum going, stay engaged, move the client forward, progress, progress, progress. But sometimes the best thing you can do for progress is not move them at all. When you sit in silence, regulated, steady, unrushed, what you're communicating to your client is, you've got this. I trust you. And the deeper message they receive is, I can trust me. Because you're not doing anything, you're just being. And that being, that patient, grounded, unhurried presence, whew, one of the most powerful things you will ever offer another human being. So let that land. And learn in your practice how to let the silence do the magic that silence does. I'm going to give you one of my favorite approaches and questions, right? When I am with a client and I'm allowing the silence to do what silence does, how do you then serve love and help the client share what they might be experiencing? So I'm going to give you this direct, practical application moment because I want to give you everything I can for you to be as wildly successful as you can be. So now you're learning the importance of silence. You're allowing the client to sit in silence and you're really giving it space. You'll know. Start to trust yourself as well. And right in that moment when you're about to start speaking again, I want you to wait 10 to 20 more seconds. Okay? Because right now, if you're not masterful in the power of silence, it's really, really important that I help you to go, okay, right when you think okay, I got to say something now, give it another 10 to 20 seconds. And then my invitation is for you to simply say, what are you experiencing inside right now? Powerful question. What are you experiencing inside right now? Let me break that down for a minute before we wrap up. Don't say, what are you thinking? Ever. The mind is so fucking untrustworthy. Don't say, what are you feeling? Because likely they're not connected to their body enough to know what they're sensing and feeling. What they're experiencing is a broad net. It allows them to discern, this is what it is, and it'll go in whatever direction is most aligned for the client. Notice how I said inside. What are you experiencing inside right now? It causes them to go deeper down, maybe even feel them going deeper into their heart center and deeper into their body. Because what we don't want to do is waste the gift of silence and bring them back up into their heads. So they start thinking, what am I thinking right now? I don't know, the same fucking story that I've been telling myself for 40 years, right? So really, really play with a couple things. We're allowing silence because it's powerful and it's part of how we show our clients they are their own guru and sovereignty and that the answers live inside of them. And then right in the moment where you're like, okay, it's time for me to say something, if they haven't already, said something to you, wait 10 to 20 seconds longer, and then try, what are you experiencing inside right now? And then be quiet again, right? That way, whatever is true for them is going to come up and it's going to lead you to the next moment in a stunning, stunning way. So the Real Thing Guide is brand new. I wrote it and then recorded the video and audio. It is built specifically for coaches, facilitators, and service providers who are ready to do this work at a deeper, more profound, transformational level. Inside of the Real Thing, I share 7 truths that your coach training never taught you, 7 things that separate the practitioners who create real transformation from those who create unconscious dependency. And in this guide, I go deep, deep into the era of the guru being dead in the online space. This conversation was just a little, let me touch base with you on this. I go deep in this guide on the era of the guru being dead inside the online space and what's waiting on the other side of it. Because what's there is so much better for your clients, for the business, and for you. The link to download it is in the show notes. It's free. It's incredible. And I cannot wait to have the conversations that are coming for all of you that download the Real Thing. Get ready because we're going to have elevated and deepened conversations based on the 7 truths I'm breaking down in this guide. So grab it, enjoy it, and until next time, there's always more love.